I'm keeping a location vague on purpose. Just wilderness, just trees and a trail that technically exists. I don't want emails about jurisdiction or what ranger district it was or whether I'm sure the map was updated. I'm sure enough, that's all I mean. We weren't looking for the tower. We were hiking late because we'd started late and because neither of us wanted to say we should turn back. It was one of those nights where the dark doesn't arrive all at once. It keeps stopping and starting. You think you still have time. My friend had the map on his phone. No service, obviously, but the cached one. He stopped walking and said, "That's weird," which I remember clearly because I said, "What?" kind of sharp, like I'd already decided I didn't want to deal with anything new. We were both tired. The map showed a lookout tower symbol, grayed out, labeled abandoned. No trail spur marked or access, just a shape sitting off the contour lines like an afterthought. We both looked up at the same time. You couldn't see the structure at first, just a darker vertical among dark verticals. Then a light moved, not sweeping or searching, just shifting, like someone adjusting their grip on a flashlight. Then another one. I think I said, "Huh," which isn't helpful, but that's what came out. We walked closer without agreeing to it. I don't remember ever deciding. The trail curved, and suddenly the tower was there in a way that felt unfair, like it had been waiting for the angle to be right. It was definitely a tower. Metal legs, enclosed cab at the top, older style. Not the kind with solar panels or a locked ladder cage. There were voices. At first, it sounded like laughter that had gone wrong. Then yelling. Not screaming exactly, arguing, maybe. Multiple people, but I couldn't tell how many. It echoed strangely, bouncing off the trees and the metal, so everything sounded like it was coming from everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. I remember thinking, very practically, that people shouldn't be up there if it was abandoned. That's the first thing that came to mind at the time. That was the extent of my analysis. We stopped maybe 50 yards out. My friend whispered my name, which I don't think I'll ever forget because it wasn't urgent. It was confused, like he wanted confirmation that this was happening. Something metal clanged, a ladder rung, maybe, or something hitting the railing. The voices got louder, overlapping. I caught a phrase that might have been "let go" or might have been "don't." I don't remember. I don't trust any of it. Words are the first things that go when I replay it. There was a sudden shift in sound, not a scream, not silence either. Just weight, moving where it shouldn't. I want to be careful here. I don't know that someone was thrown. I know that something left that tower fast enough that my brain supplied the rest before I could stop it. There was a sound like air being cut short, and then a heavy impact. It didn't have the right shape to it. Not a clean thud. More like something hitting branches on the way down, then stopping all at once. No one said anything afterward. Not right away. The pause is important. Then someone shouted, "What the?" and very carefully went quiet. They did it like they were standing next to me instead of 40 feet up. This part was a blur. The flashlight beam snapped and pointed straight down, then jerked sideways, scanning. Another light joined in. They weren't methodical. They were frantic, jittery. The beams crossed and uncrossed. Then one swept over us. Just for a second. Long enough that I saw the glass of the cab reflect back at itself. The light froze on us. No one spoke. Not from the tower. Not from us. Then someone up there yelled, "Hey," but it wasn't friendly. It wasn't angry either. It's like they were testing the word out. We ran. I don't remember turning around. I remember the sound of my breath being wrong immediately, like it skipped a step. The trail didn't look the same going back. It never does, but this was worse. Roots where there hadn't been any roots, rocks that caught my foot. Behind us, there was movement. I heard clanging, I heard metal, I heard roots. I don't know if it was footsteps or just the idea of them. I know my friend kept whispering, don't stop, even when neither of us was stopping. At one point, I was sure there was another light behind us, white and bouncing. Then it was gone, or maybe I just stopped checking. We ran, and we ran, and didn't talk until we reached the car. Even then, we sat there with the doors open for a second, listening to nothing. My hands were shaking in a way that felt delayed, like they'd gotten the message late. On the drive home, my friend said they weren't supposed to be there, which I guess was his version of grounding the experience. I said the map said abandoned. Neither of us mentioned the sound or the pause afterward. Later, I tried to reconstruct it. How many voices, how many lights, whether the latter was on the inside or the outside, whether someone could fall without anyone helping them. I can't keep it straight. All I know is that we didn't go into that tower. We didn't investigate. We didn't check on anyone. We left immediately. That part is very clear. At some point during the run, my pack strap snapped. I don't remember it breaking. I remember it suddenly being gone and the pack swinging hard into my side. I let it go without thinking. I remember the sound it made hitting the ground and then immediately hating myself for noticing that instead of whatever might have been behind us. I also remember laughing once, just a short sound. It surprised me enough that I almost tripped. My friend asked, "What?" And I said nothing too quickly. I think it was adrenaline misfiring, or relief arriving early and not knowing where to go. We cut off that trail at one point. That part's fuzzy. I know because when we finally slowed down, neither of us recognized where we were. The trees looked the same, but the ground felt different, softer, like it hadn't been walked on much. We argued quietly about where the car was. Not angry, more like apologetic. Every sentence started with "I think" or "maybe." No one wanted to be responsible for choosing wrong. I kept listening for the tower, which doesn't make sense because it was stationary. You don't hear a structure following you. But I kept expecting more metal sounds, a ladder, a door, something being struck again. Nothing came. That bothered me more than if it had. We'd only been gone a few minutes longer than planned at the end of it all, which felt incorrect. My legs didn't agree with that. My throat didn't either. I had that raw feeling like I'd been breathing cold air for too long and too hard, except it hadn't been cold. Later that night, I noticed a scrape on my forearm, thin, straight, like a nail or a wire. I don't know when it happened. I don't remember bleeding. I keep thinking about the light stopping on us, how it didn't waver once it found us, how whoever was holding it didn't say anything right away, like they were deciding what we were. I don't know why we weren't followed farther. I don't know if someone needed help. I know we didn't look back. Not once.